So, for those of you who don't know, apparently Brian Manzel's, the GoFundMe for Brian Manzel has been taken down. Why? We don't know. I'm guessing a court order from Bricks and Minifigs. But last I checked, there's stuff that's saying that as a social-ish service, and even in their own terms and conditions, GoFundMe is not legally, like, they can't be held accountable for what is posted on their platform, as long as it's not illegal. And, oh my goodness. So, GoFundMe seems to be siding with Bricks and Minifigs to silence the little guy, the people that use GoFundMe, to prove that if someone is rich enough, they can prevent people from donating to your cause. No matter if those people fully acknowledge what they're donating to. And fully know the details and everything. Well, not like the legal details, but know that a guy got fucked over, his shit got stolen, and from what we've seen, that's all true. And we want to help this guy out, or at least get him the fees and stuff so he can take this corporation to court properly and get his stuff back or get compensated for the issues they've put him through. So GoFundMe specifically taking this down is a huge red flag. Not even joking. Like, this is not a good look for GoFundMe. This is an even worse look for Bricks and Minifigs. Because, we don't want to silence the little guy, but we're also going to go after the GoFundMe money. Because as far as I know, I haven't gotten a refund yet. The GoFundMe was taken down. Where's my money? If that's what this is about. Because I want to make sure that money goes to Brian to help him in this awful fucking situation. That's why I donated. I want him to use it for, I don't care, like a self-care day, whatever he needs it for. This is not, like, the contract is there. Legal professionals have been weighing in. You're taking down a GoFundMe for the guy who everyone, even Bricks and Minifigs, has admitted is a victim. He might not be the one running it, but it is for him. So saying that the funds haven't gone to him yet when the GoFundMe hasn't even gone through or any of that doesn't quite follow. So GoFundMe, what the fuck? Honestly, what the fuck? Now, for those of you who don't know, GoFundMe has a contact us where you can ask why a fundraiser got taken down and how you think it might not have been correct to take it down. And my personal opinion, it was not correct of them to take it down. I don't see anywhere in the terms and service and stuff that it violated anything. And if it was a civil or libel issue, that's not for GoFundMe to make decisions on. That's up to Bricks and Minifigs. And that only matters if they can prove that those statements weren't true to a court. Which I think, it's in the high 90% of people saying, yeah, we see Bricks and Minifigs lying and changing their story and admitting they had Legos that weren't theirs and refusing any sort of recompense before the social media storm. So the fact that GoFundMe is trying to steal money from a victim of them, they're trying... God, this is like someone trying to murder you and then suing you for not dying. That is how stupid this is. Bricks and Minifigs, in the... metaphorically, tried to kill Brian. Tried to silence him and everything. Metaphorically. As far as I know. And now they're saying, hey, you said mean things about us and what we did to you, so we're going to sue you. Like, they admit there was some wrong done to Brian. They've admitted that. They haven't admitted exactly what that wrong was, but they have admitted that. In public PR statements. They've mentioned how Brian is a victim and they just want to bring this to the table and everything. And now they're basically making it so he can't have any legal representation unless some lawyer takes it on contingency. They're making themselves look so bad. Trying to go after a GoFundMe for a guy whose father is dying, who they admit to possibly having the stolen goods of, having goods that were not theirs, and then not giving them back. There are so many contradictions that Bricks and Minifigs has made. And honestly, I hope that these people's names go down in history as the scum of the earth. I hope they can never work for a legitimate business again. Because this is awful. And they're doing exactly what they threatened to do. We'll drag this out in court and make it more expensive than your collection was worth. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly why Brian wanted to go to a journalist, Reckless Ben, to report on the company's shady behavior. And GoFundMe taking sides. That don't look good. That really doesn't look good. So, I hope Bricks and Minifigs is really proud of itself for not only stealing this old man stuff, this dying man stuff, but preventing him from having any sort of financial stability or security from people who want to support him and his family. This absolute madness. Like, legitimately absolute madness. What the fuck, Bricks and Minifigs? You are a awful corporation. And I feel bad for the franchise owners, but they should abandon ship because you are radioactive at this point. You are toxic. You are awful. And I'm going to put a personal complaint to Lego about how you're handling your business. Because I think you're the scum of the earth. Now, I'm just a random ass person on the internet. I don't really have any power at all. I'm one of the little guys. I'm not even monetized yet. So all of this is just my own personal opinion, not legal advice, yada yada, all that jazz. But when you smell shit all the time, you kind of get used to it. But when a special type of shit comes in, it makes you pay attention a bit more, especially when it's shit you feel like you can help with. That's why journalists do what they do. That's why they risk what they risk to report on what they report. It's why whistleblowers whistleblow. And with all the other fucking corruption going on in this country at the moment, with all of the other justice that we have seen not even come close to happening, with the corruption we've seen the American Fork Police Department show, with the collusion between people of the Mormon Church and the police department and Bricks and Minifigs. I don't know what to say other than if you agree with me, I'll make it easy and link the form to contact GoFundMe below. But yeah, this is fucked up. This is really, really fucked up. So I hope GoFundMe does the right thing and puts it back up. Maybe ask, like, hey, can you remove these things? But again, they're not the free speech police. And it's not like... I'm just so disheartened by this, because it's just proving everything right. Like Bricks and Minifigs, if you honestly wanted to go to the table, you wouldn't prevent a person from being able to get legal counsel to go to the table with you. You are bullying people. And that's not okay. It's not a good look. And I hope you all get excommunicated from the Mormon Church, because none of this, you're violating so many rules of your religion. If y'all are still, like, not excommunicated after all of this, I will be even more skeptical of Mormons in Utah. Again, I know some of y'all are chill. Some of y'all are great. But it's shit like this that makes people say Mormon Mafia. It's shit like this that makes people separate Mormons out from other denominations of Christian. It's shit like this that stands out, and not in a good way. So yeah, congratulations on successfully silencing the little guy who all he did was tell his story and then sold stuff he legally owned to someone else, and now you're suing him for... I don't... Again, humiliation kink. Because guess what? No matter if you were right, the fact that you're willing to go after a GoFundMe that even you recognize is going towards a victim of the circumstances. Again, trying to sue someone for not dying when you attempted to murder them. Again, metaphor. Specifically a metaphor. Or stealing from someone and then suing them because someone else tried to give them money so they could pay their bills. Because you heard someone else gave them money. This is so shady and corrupt. Again, like, sorry for the franchise owners, but this company is now radioactive. I've already seen, like, there's lots of Bricks and Minifigs who are... There's so much coming to light about how Bricks and Minifigs operates its businesses. Again, not all franchise owners, but there are enough franchise owners that will probably stay with the company until it goes under. And I have a feeling all of these people have likely matching genders, orientations, and skin tones. So, I'm assuming, I'm making assumptions. But every single Bricks and Minifigs I've seen people go into that are the not great ones, they all kind of have some things in common. They're just bullies. They're a bunch of bullies that have gotten where they're at and have what they have because they have the money to force people who don't have money to shut up. And I'm not going to shut up because, again, First Amendment right. You might not like what I say, but I think personally that what you're doing is insanely shitty. And again, this is a personal opinion. Not like my little tiny video is going to do anything to a massive corporation. And as far as I know, everything that we've seen points to the fact that y'all are the fucking bad guys. You're the baddies. So, hope you're having fun twirling your evil mustache. Because I'm not dropping this anytime soon. I hope no one else does either. Even if you've silenced Ben, this is the internet. And I hate to say it, but your store kinda needs the internet to keep alive. Your stores kind of need the Lego fandom to be willing and trusting of you. And you have not only burnt the bridge, but you've put piranhas and sharks in the water. So again, forms below. If you agree like I do that you agreed with what the GoFundMe was going for and you wanted to donate to Brian and help Brian out, go make your opinions known to GoFundMe. Make them take a double look at what this GoFundMe was for and why they took it down. Now, again, don't harass. Specifically, do not harass anybody. Just go and put your legit... don't say what I'm saying. Use your own words. Talk about what your personal belief is in this matter. And only do it if you actually, believe that they took it down wrongly. This is just such giant bullshit. And again, the more Bricks and Minifigs pursues this, the worse they're going to look. And I do not approve of any sort of harassment, any sort of threats, none of that. But a corporation, you kind of need people to be willing to put your brand on their franchises. As a franchise corporation, you don't exactly want your brand to be known for stealing from old people. And now that is going to be permanently associated with it. Whether it was allegedly true or not, the way you've handled this, it's going to permanently be attached to your name. And from the videos I've seen, I'm not the only one who thinks that. So enjoy your superiority complex, your humiliation kink, and again, I hope your company doesn't survive the year. Like, I hope it rightfully goes out of business for having a very shitty customer support system and a very shitty, from what I've overheard, franchisee support system. Because if this is what you're doing to someone who tries to journalistically investigate your corporation to get this guy's stuff back, how many other people are going to come forward about what Joshua Johnson and Brandon Best have done? How many more people are going to come out about corruption and stuff Ammon McNeff has possibly done? Nobody at a corporation in senior management should feel so comfortable admitting to someone over the phone that what they're saying is a threat. And even through all of this, this is absolutely insane. The fact that they're going this far and continuing to ruin their own reputation at this point. Like, it's all them. Everything Bricks and Minifigs has done has been punching themselves in the balls. So yeah, if the GoFundMe doesn't go up, I'm going to likely ask for my money back, and I hope we figure out another way to get Brian Manziel his money. Because he doesn't deserve this, in my personal opinion. He doesn't deserve this, his family doesn't deserve this. They finally saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and now Bricks and Minifigs takes away the GoFundMe. Yeah, I would not be surprised if people started holding peaceful, specifically peaceful, protests outside Bricks and Minifig stores. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if more of the "We Steal from Old People" signs started popping up around Bricks and Minifig stores. I would not be surprised if people of their own volition start publishing "We Steal from Old People" stuff. I would not be surprised. Because, again, for like defamation, libel and stuff, you have to prove that it was knowingly malicious. Guess what? It's not malicious if it's true. And it's also not malicious if a person believes it to be true. That's the fun thing about First Amendment rights and libel and defamation. Again, not a lawyer. I'm not legally qualified to give legal advice, but from what I know as a general citizen, you have to maliciously have malicious intent. And honestly, my intent, and likely all the other intent of all these people, is to make others aware of what a shady corporation we all believe you are. We're not doing this specifically to cause damages or anything. We just want people to be aware of what they're dealing with. Because if I know someone is not a good person, I'm going to warn other people about that person. And if I know a company is a crappy company, I'm going to make sure people know that a company is a crappy company. And this is some of the crappiest stuff you could do. You're a fucking toy franchise for used Lego. Is this going to be worth it for you? That is an honest question. Is this actually going to be worth it for all of these people who are now possibly facing criminal charges for aggravated theft? Because again, if those charges, if even a single tiny sliver of a theft case is there, and I mean, even if not that, there's other people who have proven that Minifigs lowballs older people. There are multiple videos out about that. So the ability for them to say that it's defamation or libel when there's proof that it happens, it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it's not corporate specifically doing it, because guess what? As franchises, you're responsible for them. They bought the right to use your branding. What they do reflects on you. So, I can't believe any person would sorry, I'm getting worked up because as a fellow person who has had legal issues and as a person whose mother had legal issues after being and seeing how badly the legal system treats people without money compared to the people who have money. It's not fair. It's not equal. It's a complete violation of the Constitution, in my opinion. Because unless we're equal in a court of law, unless we're considered equal by the police who are supposed to protect us, unless we are considered equal until there's so many corporations and stuff taking sides. It's again, I just saw Sheldon's thing about the GoFundMe being taken down, and I am furious and sad and depressed, and that is not going to go away anytime soon. Even if the GoFundMe does go back up, Bricks and Minifigs is a name that I will only associate with stealing from old people now. And that's not because of Brian. That's not because of Ben. That is my personal opinion from what I have witnessed. And that's from multiple sources. So I hate it. I hate it here. Anyway, I should hopefully be back to creating my regular reaction content and my animatic soon. I had to reinstall a bunch of shit on my computer because I got a new motherboard and a new processor and stuff, so it's been taking a while, and a new case, so it's taken me a while to set everything back up and to get all my programs installed and get all the licenses and shit working. And I tried to use Linux. I tried Zorin, I tried Bazide, I tried Fedora, I tried Catchy OS. Unfortunately, some of the software I use that I have paid quite a bit of money for does not work on those Linux distros. And as much as dual booting can be made pretty easy through Bazide, how often I'd have to switch back and forth doesn't make it worth it. And I really hate that because I don't want to support Windows anymore either. And if nothing else, it shows how much of a monopoly these companies have. When you have no choice, literally no choice, and they can charge whatever the fuck they want. Supposedly, this isn't how capitalism should work. Because there should be a free market and people should have choices in regards to stuff. And we don't. So, again, I want to state, not legal advice, not anything else. These are all my personal opinions. Everything I've made judgments on is based on how Bricks and Minifigs PR statements and everything. So that's where I'm coming at. Yeah, I've seen the other footage and stuff, but I was kind of up in the air about some of these allegations that people are coming at Bricks and Minifigs with. And let's just say that now I am fully believing that the allegations are true. Like, what does it cops say? You don't run if you're not guilty. You don't try to cover something up unless there's something to cover up in the first place. Anyway, again, form below. I know this was a rant. It jumped around a lot. My ADHD brain is going insane. This is a hyperfixation at the moment. And I don't see this not being a hyperfixation for a while. But I might make more like little shitty videos like this possibly, because I don't know. I don't just want to be like a reactor, because I like getting my opinions out there and I like voicing my opinions and stuff. And like one of the main things I like talking about is nerdy shit. And Legos qualify. Even if I'm not a personal collector of Legos, I'm a collector of nerdy shit. Trust me. I have spent a lot of money on nerdy shit. I hope no harm comes to anybody involved in these cases. I hope that GoFundMe makes the preferably correct choice, in my opinion, puts Brian Manzel's GoFundMe back up. And I hope that this doesn't fulfill Bricks and Minifigs' threats of this costing the Manzels more than what their collection was worth. Because if that is true, and if that happens after all of this rigmarole, like, our justice system and our police system already has abysmal approval ratings. Our government officials, for the most part, have abysmal approval ratings. Everything will continue to go down if Bricks and Minifigs ends up profiting off of this bullshit. if Bricks and Minifigs ends up profiting off of stealing an old person's collection after they accepted responsibility for it. Because, again, like many other people have mentioned, when you buy a franchise and a store, you take on that store's responsibility. And if there was shit in that store that wasn't yours, you should probably try to find the owner of it. And if a guy comes in saying, hey, these are my sets and stuff, and he has a contract and he has an itemized list, and you prevent him from even checking for that, while also having stickers on box sets and stuff, and you didn't think anything of them, but you kept them separate? Bullshit. You've been lying about everything. I would not be surprised if you're lying about the Crystals books. I would not be surprised if you were lying about all the fake threats. I would not be surprised if you were discussing these matters with people at your church, specifically painting Ben and everybody in a bad light to your community. Speaking about legal matters the police are involved in at your churches with them, probably. Now, I can't prove it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's happening. Because there are a shit ton of churches in Utah. But I will say, if any of these guys and anybody at the police department are in the same ward, or go to the same church, or know each other outside of these interactions, that's a huge conflict of interest, don't you think? Again, not legal advice, not a lawyer, but there's a reason why police are supposed to be neutral parties. And this is just proving why. So yeah, fuck Bricks and Minifigs. Fuck Ammon McNeff. Fuck Brandon Best. Fuck Joshua Johnson. And I hope they get sued into the ground. Because it's the least I believe they deserve. Again, don't harass, don't threaten. You're ruining you're ruining stuff if you're doing those bad things, okay? No matter how much you want to punch them in the face, and all of them have very punchable faces, don't get me wrong, do not do that. Oh man. I mean, Brian kind of also, not Brian, Ben kind of also has a punchable face, don't get me wrong either. I mean, it's a joke. All of this is joking. But also, is Joshua Johnson's feet up on foot pics yet? Up, because my God, if you're knowing police are filming you, why would you have your dogs out, man? Unless you knew it was going to be redacted. Humiliation fetishes all around. It's crazy. I don't want to kink shame, but you shouldn't make your kinks other people's problems. Alright? That it could have all just been solved if these people did not make their kinks other people's problems. And then tell them to sue them over their kink. Again, jokes. All jokes. And even if they weren't, how are you going to prove it? Sorry, I had to try to do something funny because I kind of want to cry right now. But yeah, for those of you who are not following, highly suggest following. Again, not saying that Ben did everything correctly. Not saying that he did everything legally or allegedly illegally or any of the above. I'm specifically focused on Brian and how Bricks and Minifigs is fucking the Mansell family over and using their giant corporate power and lawyers and money to try to force Brian to settle somehow, it seems. Like they said they would. But I hope Brian is as stubborn as I think he is. I hope that he is so sick of this mess that he also wants to see them legally sued into the ground. And I hope that the franchise owners, based on this conduct by corporate, can have some kind of like loophole in their contracts for corporate's behavior for them to get out of their franchises. I really hope so. Because this looks like garbage. Bye.